Ugh. Riveting. This is riveting. Somebody already checked out the first video. I've got a fan. The Dynasty baseball fans are hungry for action. They want to see what the cards look like. Let's start Logan Gilbert, though this isn't a good matchup for Logan. Let's see here, Luis Castillo. No deeps. This might be a good time for Senor Madrigal. And Luis Castillo did not get the jam. He's a pretty good pitcher. There's a guy that's got to have a healthy year, Moncada. Getting past the point, although he's had some really good years. He just hasn't had that superstar year. It'd be one year where he's great against righties, but weak against lefties. He always seems to just miss out on being an upper echelon player. Just by the tiniest thing. He's got the potential to put it all together and have just a massive year. Nice unloading on Gilbert. See if he can settle in and give me 5. Doesn't look like it. Down by 3 with 1 out. Stealing, probably not the wisest. Especially with a guy with injury D, but... yeah, that's what these exhibition games are for. Mess around with stuff. Well, the only way he'll be able to score is if he gets to second. His Magical has no power at all. You got to put the ball in play. Almost want him to go. He's got an A. That's decent. Most of my starting pitchers have decent hold and a decent steal rating. The bullpen's terrible. Everybody's +4. So late in the game would be running wild against me. That's how we get back in the game. Some real squeaky stuff. Couple cheapies. Slow roller. A dribbler, an error, and a hit by pitch. The most dangerous guy in my lineup is up, and he won't do anything. Yeah, he rolls errors every time. It might be that year. Lowe was so good last year, up until the last 10 games or so. Like, it was ridiculous how good he was. He didn't really have that great of a card. So I expect a pretty big turnaround this year, even though his card's better all the way around. Goes like that sometimes. Sometimes the best card on your team has the worst stats, especially over a 20-game stretch. It usually evens out as the season goes along. But there'll be guys who hit 170, 180 when they're a 250, 260 hitter. Just bad luck. Rise, the frame job. I watched Narvaez last year, and he was not framing the ball well. His hands were really moving around a lot. Did not have a good year at all. Good year, bad year, good year, bad year. Good year defensively. Bad year offensively. Good year offensively. Bad year defensively. I need someone to step up and take the catching position. I think it's going to be Langolier, but we'll see. He had his moments. Might have to go through the young guy struggles. We got 1-0. What if Robert were to steal third? What about that? How do you like that play? YouTube? No? I didn't think so. See if Madrigal can drive him home. Something cheap. The softer he hits the ball, the more productive he is. I've never seen guys hit. A guy hit so many lineouts in my life. I have nothing to show for it. But every time he hits a dribbler, it's money. Squad with the lead-off double. Normally when you hit the ball hard, you expect good things to happen. But his hitting the ball hard isn't really smoking the ball out 100 miles an hour. So you have to take that into consideration too. I still like him though. Still a good player. I think he's going to have a good year this year. Yeah. Oh. I think I have to roll a 9 here to make it in. A 9 or a 0? I can never remember. I will get 5 out of him, and then I'll take Brad Keller out for a spin. See how horrible he is. He's gonna be my long righty. Unless I decide to spend on a couple bullpen guys. I think I'm probably just gonna take 3 prospects in the draft. I don't draft until the 3rd round. So that means there'll be 20, 40, probably be about 50 guys taken. And keep in mind, we're carrying 40-man rosters. I have 40 right now. Tim is roughly at 40. There's a lot of teams at 25 to 35. And a few teams are less than 20 players. They're keeping us here. Yeah, but if you consider that there's, say, 25 times 20, whatever the math on that is, that many players have already been taken, and they're already the best players. It's the players that have been missed are the ones that are available, missed, or injury, returnees, or young guys that were overlooked, or that kind of stuff. That's who's available. In our draft, which somewhat lessens the value of picks for me. But if you want the high-end prospect, you have to have good picks for it. Here goes your gold glove, Luis. Let's get Gilbert out of there. Oh, he's still warming up. Let's not get Gilbert out of there. This will do it anyway. This is 6:30 or 5:30. Okay. Let's set it. Oh, 295. I thought it was the other way. It's left. Yeah, here we go. Here we go. That's one thing about having a failed starter who gets put to the bullpen. You get a pile of innings out of him. So there's that. I thought Keller was going to pan out. I don't think he is now. He throws hard. Just for what he is, the control isn't good enough. With that defense, we should just be throwing ground balls to Nicky Lopez and Bobby Witt and Adalberto Mondesi all day long. Moncada again. Having a hell of a series. Off the glove, bang bang. Speed Merchant, JD Martinez. Just barely gets him. Probably saved a run there. God has been the man so far. I don't have any viruses. It's good to know. Yeah, I think I'm only going to take... as it stands right now, I could just not go to the draft and keep my 40 guys, and I'd probably be okay with that. There's nobody that I'm desperate to get rid of. I could give Evan White another year. I could give James Triantos another year. I could give Jared Kelly a good long look this year. He was okay last year. He was throwing almost 100 miles an hour. And it looked like he was kind of getting himself turned back around. It looked like maybe he went a little crazy with his signing bonus and just decided not to work out and didn't give a fuck. Or maybe the pandemic was harder on some people than others. I know I gained a pretty easy 20. So, but if I drop those three guys, I take a third, a fourth, and I think a sixth, and then I'm done. Or I could keep those 3 guys, trade those picks for stuff in 2024, and whenever you do that, though, you feel like you've lost a year. I'm not the most prolific trader either. I like to keep my guys once I get them. Kind of get attached, unless they're jerks. Like I had no problem dealing a couple guys. Tim Anderson, I'm talking about you. Yeah. Yeah, last year was definitely a step backwards. I thought it was going to be... I knew 2021, which was the 2020 season, was a bit of an anomaly. But if I had, say, 15 more at-bats out of Sam Huff, Brian Hayes, and Nick Madrigal, I'd have been in the playoffs, and I'd have been a scary playoff team. And then the next year, finishing as bad as I did, the whole collapse. And I folded 10th late last year too. That was just schedule. I just had so many really good teams late in the year. I knew I was kind of punching above my weight. But I knew that the 2022, the 2021 season was probably going to be a step back. That this is a poor baseball play. Ooh, yeah, cut off. Oh, it must have been must need a 0 for that, for the trail runner or an error. I knew I was going to probably take a step back with the team because it was a little fluky that Brian Hayes was so good and Madrigal was as good as, even with a separated shoulder. But I thought Kepler was going to be better. And I thought Crawford might be a little stronger. Just who cares about home runs and just go pure on base? He's got those kind of skills, but I've also watched him take a lot of balls in the strike zone at times that he seems to get away with somehow. I don't know. We'll see. See how it pans out. As it stands right now, I probably have to wait another couple years. But by then, Lowe will be 30, and was last year a fluke. He's a pretty good player, I think. Luis Robert going to get hurt every year. Is Hayes the guy, or is Josh Young the guy? Second base, is it going to be Urias, Madrigal, Curtis Mead, Gonzalez, Matt McClain? Somebody's got to emerge and take it. The outfield's been atrocious too. I don't love Mark Canha, but it's a decent card. And he fills the spot for now. Same with J.D. Martinez. I like J.D. Martinez as a player, but I don't think he's got any more big years left. I'm not sure how he's going to fit in L.A. Boston seems kind of idiotic for just letting him go for $10 million. There you go. See you later. But, yeah, we'll pay this other jackass $10 million. Didn't really seem to make much sense. I don't think Chaim Bloom has done much of a job, and I don't think the Blue Jays guys have done much of a job either. They seem to... Here's been my gripe with the Blue Jays guys. Constant complaining that... this is a lefty, huh? Constant complaining that, you know, we'd really like to get a left-handed power bat. I really think we need that. But let's do this. But they just gave away the year before. They just gave away Rowdy Tellez for Trevor Richards. Just gave him away, pretty much. There's your left-handed power hitter. Then they said they need a left-handed hitting center field type. So they signed Kiermaier for X amount of dollars, which he's not worth. Jackie Bradley for free would do the same job, and they already had him on the roster. They let him go, and then they let Raimel Tapia go, who was actually decent. It was, I don't know. I don't understand. Maybe there's something behind the scenes that I don't know about, but I know Kevin Kiermaier is a jackass. And he didn't ingratiate himself with Blue Jays fans with his antics of a couple years ago. So I don't know. I don't know what they're thinking. Kevin Kiermaier to me reminds me of like a soccer player who embellishes a dive to get a penalty shot. I see him as embellishing his catches to get a Gold Glove. Every time. Whereas Jackie Bradley does the exact same thing but makes it look easy and doesn't act like a jackass. And generally seems to be a pretty stand-up citizen. And yeah, the numbers aren't great, but the numbers aren't great for Kiermaier either. And you could pay free, well, in baseball terms, free, or you can... pay $9 million a year. I don't get it. I guess. I don't know. They must know more than I do. They're professionals. I am not a professional. We always think we know way more than the major league guys. We were yapping about that on WhatsApp. All the league guys think they know more than the actual GMs. Good catch. I would have made it pretty interesting. We're getting robbed. All right, game 4, and then I'll shut it down for the night. I might not play for a bit. I might make that video about how to put together a spring training kind of league to play on your own. Might do that tomorrow night. I on purpose left the Houston Heroes team. I left their roster blank so I could show people how it's done on here in the commissioner's tools. We'll save that for tomorrow. Game 4 coming up.